All right, so this is a first of a couple of Sultai decks we're going to play today. Johnny redeemed. Jeff, 1 more month until I'm ready to defend the realm. Thank you for the 11 months, Johnny. I appreciate that. Welcome back. So, small blue splash in the main deck for Thought Scour to make our delve threats faster. And then Snapcaster Mage to add a little bit utility to the deck. And then we've got copies of both Unmoored Ego and then some counter spells in the sideboard on our blue splash. C. Coop Play, thank you for the 5 months. Thanks for keeping me employed here, and welcome back. Tar Pit sorted, people. Snapcaster is closer to a 2-drop in the blue-red deck, but most of the time it's a 3-drop in that deck too, honestly. We'll see how this goes. So, one of the things that playing Sultai gives up from playing straight green-black rock is that your mana base is a little bit more painful and you're a little bit worse against things like Blood Moon. But Snapcaster Mage is definitely a good card, and Creeping Tar Pit is an excellent card. So I'm interested to see how this feels today. We are going to play a Sultai deck later today that is basically green-black splashing Snapcaster Mage that has Tireless Tracker in it. Wishing to purchase 4 chest openings. Thank you for the bits, random number god. I will write that down and we'll do that after this match here. It's a little awkward here that I don't have a second black yet, but Thoughtseize Goyf Fatal Push is like definitely a keep. Yeah, their hand is really good. Am I just supposed to take Aether Vial here? I kind of want to just take Aether Vial and slow them down, right? Taking Aether Vial makes my Liliana a lot better, which is nice. Like Liliana the Veil's like really bad against Aether Vial. That's a good one. So let's rip a Black Source next turn. All right, come on. Untap Black Source. Untap Black Source. Untap Black Source. Ew! All right, that's a wrap. We're done here. Back it up. Nothing to see here, folks. Nothing to see here. Just this. Have I mentioned that this card is great? We've got 2 of these in the main deck of Green Black Rock today too, I think. Maybe there's one in the board, one inside. Maybe we'll play 2 in the main. She's like really good, chat. Like really good. Got both my gals here. They're twinsies, chat. They're twinsies. There we go. The girls were just too much for him, chat. The girls were just too much for him. I definitely want Languish here. This card is great. In fact, Selfless Spirit's a big reason to play Languish over Damnation. Also, Languish... Honestly, I might just want 2 Languish in the sideboard with all these giant tasty delve threats. What do I want to trim? Do I want explosives? Explosives probably fine. It's like kind of awkward against Selfless Spirit though. And the answer is double hexproof. That's true. I think I'm in for more Doomblades. I'm just going to trim these Thoughtseizes. I think this seems good. think I like this. I think I like this. Brutality's okay. We have not put an Assassin's Trophy on the stack, chat. For those wondering. I love other parents that tweet. Declan's teacher asked him what I do for work. He responded with, "My daddy works downstairs." Kids are great. I mean, it's got the twins in it, right? I can't possibly mulligan. I can't possibly mulligan the twins. I mean, this hopefully finds me a Doom. Like, not having a Doomblade on turn 1 or 2 feels bad. But, like, again, I feel like the twins are hard to pass up. Look at that. Look at that. I'm gonna nail him to the wall. Put him in my trophy case. Daddy yells at the internet. Yeah, it's definitely a thing. Wow, that's incredibly good for us. Look at that. Buried 2 lands. God bless. If they don't give us something to make a trophy out of next turn, we'll probably just fetch a Shockland tapped here. Probably Watery Grave. That's a pretty good draw for us too here, huh? I think I just pass at this point, right? I think I just go like Creeping Tar Pit go. I got you. Yeah, Tar Pit pass lets me Liliana with Revolt next turn, exactly. Glad to be back in Hoaglandia for another month. A solemn visitor. Thanks for dipping back in here. I appreciate that. Welcome back. The old naked Queller here. Yeah, I think this is fine for us. Yeah, this is probably like Queller into company on 4, I'd imagine. Sure. Els went really well. We came razor close to 5-0ing. The one match we lost was very, very close. Their sequencing here is pretty suspect. So this is important. Assassin's Trophy gives them the land untapped here. So do I want to do this now? Yeah, actually I am going to do this now. So if they could have, this gives them the ability to play a Mausoleum Wanderer with this land. But if they do that, I can Fatal Push into Liliana the Veil. No, I need to take the Queller off the table because I want to be able to Edict this Geist of St. Traff next turn. What would I sub? And I'd play a different deck. Tarmogoyf is really important to this archetype. Why do people care about the Aether Vial? Like, okay, so this is a good thing to point out. On turn 1, Aether Vial makes a lot of mana, which is very scary. On turn 4, Aether Vial basically isn't doing anything, and I would much rather all of my removal spells kill their creatures. I'm not choking them on mana this game, especially if I'm trophying them. So I'm really not interested in like burning my Assassin's Trophy on an Aether Vial. I want to kill their stuff. It gives creatures flash, which is like marginally annoying for my Liliana the Veil, but like... I'm gonna go ahead and just fetch an Overgrown Tomb tapped here. Yeah, that's true too. Oh, I buried my only Overgrown Tomb. Man, that's a tilt. Huh. I think I just need more black mana. Yeah, I don't really need a second green. I don't need a fourth blue, but I definitely need. It's a pretty big fish, chat. It's a pretty big fish. I'm gonna bin this Thought Scour here. I didn't consider the Thought Scour axis of wanting more shock lands. I don't know. I don't want to take that much damage from my mana. And this deck is like base blue-black splashing green. That's kind of unfortunate. So I think at this point, I'm going to fetch Thought Scour right now because I don't want them to be able to spell color my Snapcaster Mage next turn. I think conditional counter spells are much more interesting than hard counters. I think generically, counter spells are neat game design and allow for interesting play and counterplay. I think necessarily hard counters that are very difficult to play around aren't always great, though. Here's a hot take. Modern isn't a format for new players. I know all of us here are extremely biased because most of us love Modern, but this format is not intended to introduce people to Magic the Gathering. This format is intended to keep players who are already invested in Magic continue to playing Magic. Mental Misstep is bad. Mental Misstep isn't bad counterspell design for Exceed mana. It's just bad in general. So I'm not killing the Geistessaint Draft yet because I would like to be able to block it inside of combat. And again, I'm not saying you can't start with Modern. I'm just saying citing the price as the reason why Modern isn't good for new players isn't really a good metric because there's a lot of reasons that Modern isn't good for new players and the price is just one of many. I don't think this is spooky at all. Like, my deck full of Doomblades passed with 6 mana up, right? Like, there's a good chance their thing is dead, right? I think that's just good play to like assume I have a thing there. I can also animate Tar Pit to block too. That's super true. Pooh Bear, streaming in an engaging and interactive manner is exactly like being a parent. It's like it's identical. Do we want to trophy their Moorland Haunt? I don't think so. I think with Liliana the last hope here, I don't really care about the Moorland Haunt. I think she just like grinds that out nicely. They only have one more creature in their bin. They have an opinion on blue-white versus Bant Spirits. Yeah, I really prefer Bant. Blue-white just feels like it's not doing anything powerful enough, and Collected Company is a really good card at generating lots of advantage. Yeah, parenting doesn't pay anything. Streaming does on occasion. So, I think I'm gonna snap push this Angel and then double block the Geist here. Ooh, that's pretty unfortunate. That's sad. I don't have anything else in here I can really do with that. Yeah, also, like, a lot of people aren't looking for a hobby as a long-term investment, right? Like, a lot of people are looking for a hobby in terms of, like, they want to play something right now. So, like, telling people, hey, it's cheaper to play Modern in the long run. You just have to, like, not play Magic while you save up money for a year. Like, that's not really helpful to a lot of people. A lot of people are looking to, like, have fun now, right? All right, so I think now we're going to go ahead and kill this Moorland Haunt. Like, whenever like Legacy players would do that a lot too, because Legacy's like always expensive, right? They're like, Legacy's much cheaper than Standard. You just have to like save up your money and then it'll never rotate. And it's just like, well, I kind of want to play Magic like now. I don't want to play Magic like 6 months from now, right? Like, rather than like wait and not have a hobby for 6 months, people will just like go play a different hobby. So we're technically losing this race at the moment. So hopefully we hit something like a Doomblade. That's really good. All right, we need a Languish or an Engineered Explosives. Only have one shot at it, right? We're done on board. I think they're gonna find the attack with all hotkey. I didn't say you can't play a lot of Legacy. What I said was, if you have to save up for a Legacy deck, it generally means not playing Magic for a long time, because you have to wait and save up money for it. I'm not saying you can't, in fact, I'm just gonna, rather than bicker with people that aren't listening to the words that I say, that's what I need to do. That's my rule. Rather than bicker with people who don't listen to the words I say, I'm just gonna time them out and move on with my life. Much easier that way. Makes me happier, makes the stream flow smoother. Trophy target chat member. Seems pretty good. This is where you want all your Inquisitions. It's like, take away all your toys. Company's a little annoying. Fatal Push is a great draw here, because I get to do this, I get to push this. They're kind of choked on mana at the moment. So Spellqueller, Geist Company, and then one card I don't know. Looking for a third land here ourselves. It's a touch unfortunate. They hit the third land. I think I actually take the Spellqueller here and just like hope to hit my land for Liliana next turn. Matt Wood, nope, that's too much work. Please don't ask me to do work that we're not getting paid for. You can always access the previous decks played by checking out my YouTube channel. I already make that information accessible to you. Please leverage. Please leverage the information. You're basically just like, it's not that much work, but like it's already accessible. It's like you're asking me to like do something that's not going to strictly add value to what I'm doing. I get to like push, snap, push here, which seems great. Nope. Videos from the day get processed at the very end of the day. If you're one of my wonderful... Nice magic card. Nice magic. I was feeling a little bit behind, and then the Hearthstone card did Hearthstone things, and now we're super far ahead. Listen, when you register Collected Company, you have one person to blame, yourself. You're the one that made you register that card. Get out of here. Your move, Yugi boy. We need them to not go 1-drop plus Geist here. Stream Decker is completely free. And now I just go land Liliana plus, take the card out of their hand. So we get rid of their Geist of Saint Trash this way. And then they can attack Liliana the Veil, but then we just trade her next turn for the Kira. And then we have Snapcaster Mage and Tar Pit versus the top of their deck. Peace, Kuhen. Thanks for dropping in. Have a good day at work. That's a pretty good one. Oh, that means Liliana can't, okay, want a Languish or a Engineer Explosives here. Maybe I want a second Languish in the sideboard. Only having 2 sweepers might be loose. And like, Engineer Explosives is only a pseudo sweeper, right? There is not an API for MTGO. I have no idea how Dan makes MTG bot work. As far as I know, it's not documented anywhere. We have Languish over Damnation because Languish wins through Selfless Spirit. Languish also doesn't kill our large Delve creatures or Tarmogoyfs. These games have been really weird. We just like, haven't drawn any of our threats. It feels really bad. Like, haven't hit our sweepers, haven't hit our threats. Just like no Tarmogoyfs. No, we've cast like what, 1 Delve card and 0 Tarmogoyfs in 3 games. Trophy doesn't even do anything because Kira is currently protecting their lord. I guess we're winning this race here, which is nice. It's kind of greedy that they didn't leave their 3/3 back. I got you, Slinky. Yeah, not cracking the fetch land makes a lot of sense because, Thalia? Really? That's interesting. Nice, Nodno. That's almost lethal. Yeah, that actually is worth noting that had this a trophy been an Abrupt Decay here, we would have been able to kill through this Kira, right? Yeah, I think we just drain for 2 here. Drain for 2 means we don't die to a lord. It's not lethal, chat. Thalia has Kira's trigger on it. Chat, Kira. Kira plus Thalia. Can't attack with Tar Pit because of Thalia. Can't kill Thalia because of Kira. Okay, so company into double lord or a way to kill our Tar Pit means we don't win. These are like really close games because we never drew any of our 8 threats. Sweet, they're dead. Casting trophy doesn't do anything. The fact that you can't trophy your own things is actually like a pretty real drawback to it. How are we doing, folks? Welcome. Good morning. My name is Jeff Hoagland. I'm a full-time streamer and content producer here on Twitch. If you've never seen me before, I'm here streaming Magic, mostly Modern, 30+ hours a week. We're hanging out today playing a bunch of different decks with Assassin's Trophy, seeing how this card feels in Modern and how it impacts the format potentially. If you're enjoying my stuff, please consider subscribing to my channel. If you're one of the many people out there who has Amazon Prime, if you link your Amazon account to your Twitch account, you get Twitch Prime included with that for free, and it gives you a free channel subscription every single month to a channel of your choice on Twitch. It doesn't cost you anything extra. Even if you don't want to give that to me, if you have Amazon Prime, make sure you go and give that to someone out there making content on Twitch that you're watching. It turns into real dollars for people making content like myself. Pat subscribing to keep me here every day. You can also support myself by checking out some of my very wonderful sponsors. Ashamir, thank you for the brand new Twitch Prime support. Thanks for shipping those Bezo bucks this way. I appreciate that. MTGOtraders.com. I love to buy and sell some Magic Online cards with you. And if you use code Hoagland PayPal at checkout with them, you'll save 8% on your singles orders there with them. BCW Supplies would love to help you protect your very valuable Magic cards and all other sorts of gaming accessories that you might have. They do sleeves and deck box and all sorts of other great stuff. You can use code Jeff10 to save 10% on your orders at bcwsupplies.com. And of course, Lisa would like to get you on your way to a better night's sleep. Kristen and I have been sleeping with Lisa for the last 3 months now, and we really enjoy it. I don't think we'd ever go back to traditional pillow top mattress. You can save $160 or more on your new mattress with them by checking out links bit.ly/HugelbedUS and bit.ly/HugelbedCA. We are 1-0 with our Sultai Delve deck here in this league. We beat Bant Spirits the first match, heading on into the second round to see if we can keep it going. Yeah, cards released on MTGO yesterday afternoon. So Sealed League started at noon Cornfield time yesterday. Oh, I forgot to open Chesties. All right, I'll do that really quick. I even had a note too. Just got lost in the shilling. We had someone donate for me to open 4 chests. Let's gamble. Look at that. Wrath of God. Is that real dollars? That's like a castable card. That card probably is worth less now that people realize Terminus is the card you should be playing. What'd we get? Stampeding Horncrest. Luminate Primordial. Look at that. Look at that. Turning $2.50 chests into bulk rares. 1 click at a time. 2 clicks at a time. 2 clicks at a time. Copy Artifact. Deep Freeze. All is dust. I gamble on stream with other people's money to remind you why you shouldn't gamble with your own. That's what I'm here for. Liliana. I got really excited when it was a Liliana. Liliana of the Dark Realms. Liliana of the Unplayable. The Redeemer has partner. Look at that good, clean partner value. If you don't give Jeff your Bezo bucks and you enjoy Overwatch, may I suggest it using on a new streamer like Curly Dactyl. God bless Wannabe Beetle. I think this is a mulligan. This hand needs to draw both lands and spells, which I think makes it not good enough. Hopefully they're a deck that cares about Fatal Push. I need $2.50 to open a chest, because that's how much they sell for approximately. So bits is a 250 bit cheer, or a $2.50 donation. All right. And this is, again... This is one of the issues with playing an interactive deck in Modern like this that isn't super proactive. Our opponent's playing a deck that doesn't care about our interaction, so we're going to be at a pretty big disadvantage this game. No, they're just playing mill. We're going to avoid fetching if possible. This is definitely a turn 2 Snapcaster Mage hand. Crack 1 for me. I got you, Valdor. Thanks for the support. Fifth one's the charm. Gauntlet of Power. Priest of the Bloodright. And Sun-Crested Petron. Look at that. Remember, chat, there have to be lots of losers to make up for all the winners. I can snap Inquisition next turn. Tarmogoyf's a big boy. I'm going to snap Inquisition, checking for Ensnaring Bridge here ASAP. Keep going, you're due. Nope. As someone who had something very close to a gambling addiction during undergrad, that is not... I know how to stop. I know how to stop. I guess you could argue they're probably going to put Assassin's Trophy in it. I don't know. I think trying to take Ensnaring Bridge out of their hand before they cast it Burgle is reasonable, because they really didn't have a reason to cast Bridge last turn, so they could reasonably have a Bridge in their hand and not have cast it. Frank and Bean, thanks for the bits. Welcome. What does close to mean? I don't know. I don't understand what your question means, Prosator. Gotta bounce. Catch you on YouTube. Here's some of my overtime dollary dues. Thank you, Tiger Splash, for the support. I appreciate that. I think we're pretty dead at this point, right? They have anything like this mill. That mills us 20 with the Fang Sanity out. If they don't have any more mill cards, we could be okay. But like, we are just like straight up dead to like any other mill card here. That being said, we're hitting them to 12, and they are dead on board. Oh, I missed a donation. I'm so sorry. You have 2 more, right? Let's go. Thank you, Niv. Sorry I missed it. I need something that like blinks on my screen constantly until I check a donation. Lord of the Undead. You said close to a gambling addiction. By close to a gambling addiction, I mean at one point I lost close to 5 figures playing cash poker tables during undergrad. but I had also, I say close to an addiction because I stopped. I also had made close to, I had made close to 5 figures playing. I ended up, I was up like 7 or 8 grand at one point and then ended up down close to that amount too. So I almost washed basically. That's a crypt incursion, so they are no longer dead on board. My net loss was just a few $100. So it was not nearly as bad as it could have been. I was playing in person. There is I probably still run them. This was like a decade ago. Like 7 or 8 years. Yeah, close to a decade actually. I was 17 during undergrad. Yeah, close to a decade. Well, I guess I was 18 because they don't let you in if you're not 18. There was a group that ran charity poker games in the Chicagoland area. So, thank you, a creator, for the 11-month resubscription there. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Well, the profits went to various charities punishing waterfalls. Or a portion of the profits, or whatever you want to call it. During undergrad, I worked 40 to 80 hours a week. So, I definitely had plenty of money to spare. I was not short on cash during undergrad because I have an addictive personality. Most Magic players have addictive personalities. I think it's probably a fair assessment, and I really liked my job, so I worked a ton. Majik the Drew, thank you very much for the brand new Twitch Prime support. Thanks for shipping those Bezo bucks this way this month. I appreciate that. I think this is what I want to do. Cut all the cards that are kind of me. I guess Explosives is fine here. Yeah, I got you, Justin. I didn't make a ton during undergrad. Like, I think at my peak, they were only paying me like 14 or 15 bucks an hour. But I was good at what I did and I liked what I did, and I basically didn't have a social life. I just like worked and went to school and played poker. It's like when you don't spend money on things and you work a lot, you have extra money. So there, thank you for the 2-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I think counter magic in decks like this tends to be pretty mediocre on average. That's why you'll notice all of my counter magic is relegated to the sideboard. This deck could possibly leverage something like Spell Pierce. Honestly, I think this deck would probably play Stubborn Denial before it played Spell Pierce, but Stubborn Denial is a card that maybe I should be considering. With 4 Delve threats plus Tarmogoyf, it's very likely that this deck could play Stubborn Denial reasonably. How did I find time for my studies? Well, there's how many hours in a week? You have 7 times 24. So if you minus 80, you still have 88 hours left in the week. So you sleep for part of that, and you go to school for the other part. You do nothing else. You can Thought Scour your opponent. Thought Scour is target player. Yeah, Stubborn just isn't a card I considered. Well, I don't think I'm cracking this fetch land. I think I'm going to skip cracking this fetch land. And I think I'm actually going to take Fraying Sanity here, because while I have this Assassin's Trophy to kill it, I think they have a lot of cards I'm going to want to target with Assassin's Trophy. Oh, that's true. They have the field. Yeah, maybe I am just sticking the Goyf next turn then. Yeah, that's probably the case. You have to talk to Twitch Prime, so there. I don't have any control over the money that goes through Twitch. Yeah, field was a good addition to Mill. So just like casually dome me for half my health. Yeah, the fact that field makes you shuffle feels like really poor design to me. I really dislike how they've slowly removed valuable gameplay decisions that allow you to gain small percentage points with modern card designs. Remasai, thank you very much for the 5-month resub there. I appreciate that. A good example of this is Assassin's Trophy 2, right? Like, Assassin's Trophy is a card that can't target your own things, and being able to target your own things adds value to a card like Path to Exile. All right, what do we got? That's a lot of stuff. I think I take Orb here to encourage them. I don't know. I can kill the bridge, so I like not super worried about it. They're at 20. They're going to 13 here. Is this Tarmogoyf card good? How are our thoughts on this Tarmogoyf card? There might be something to this Tarmogoyf card, chat. So this hits them for 9. Detroit, Tarmogoyf is great. You know all about the ups and downs of Tarmogoyf, don't you, Detroit? Thank you for the continued support there. I appreciate that. Is this Tarmogoyf card even playable? Does to Assassin's Trophy. You had lethal if you take. Oh my god. I had lethal if I take. How do I have lethal if I take bridge? How do I have lethal if I take bridge? Yeah, I think the Hardened Scales Affinity deck is very, very reasonable. We've played it a bunch of times on stream, and every time we've played it, the result has basically been, man, this deck was great. They were at 3, chat. They fetched. So the reason they went to 2 was, oh gosh, what is this? Sure. Oh my gosh, we have 5 lands. We have 5 things tapped. Why do people have to be dicks in chat? Just don't. Moto chat is actually just the worst thing about the application. I don't repeat the things opponents say in chat that are obnoxious, because that just encourages people to be obnoxious in chat. So I just block them and make the request that you don't be obnoxious in Moto chat, because it's not helpful or constructive. Otherwise, people do it to try and get the obnoxious things they say on stream, which is not good. That's not behavior you want to encourage. Was there a reason to negate the glimpse? No, negating the glimpse was probably just a mistake. You right-click on their username and hit block, and then when you hit block, it offers you an option to report them. Yeah, I definitely should have held the negate. I was just thinking the glimpse was them trying to get more information, but it definitely, like, their last card being Archive Trap under there was Thoughtseize. Actually, that's one of the things that makes me think maybe Valve doesn't understand everything that they're doing. Like, everybody's on the artifact type train, and Valve was like, Valve was like, we're gonna put in-game chat in Artifact, full in-game chat, and I'm just like, holy crap, full in-game chat is the worst thing about Magic Online. Why would you put full in-game chat? Have you ever played a video game online and been like, that chat was an enriching experience as part of playing this video game? I really haven't. In fact, as somebody who plays Overwatch who casually plays Overwatch, not even competitively, people are miserable. Having to add people to chat is a great compromise because you can just not accept the invite from someone who adds you after a game. You can just ignore it proactively. Oh no, is Goyf gonna die to a bolt? That's sad. All right, the burn matchup, I'm glad to see this one. This is definitely one that I think is pretty good for Green Black Rock, and this is a matchup where playing Sultai is definitely negative points for Sultai because what's what I'm searching for? We take more damage from our mana. Yeah, usually Christy and I play together with subs or other people we know. Yes, this is another matchup where Trophy does not have positive text over decay. But the upside of giving them a land isn't that amazing, so I think they're probably pretty close to the same. I guess on turn 2 it's worse, but further than that, like 2 mana removal in general isn't good against burn. Like your fatal pushes are what shine here. It's gonna be really interesting to see if Artifact can live up to the hype. And I think the most important thing to remember when you're reading hype from people is that any person who is a competitive Magic player who doesn't make content and is trying to make their living only playing competitive card games, they're gonna be absurdly biased in favor of Artifact by default, because Artifact is offering these folks a way to play for big money that they'll never be able to play in Magic. So they're like automatically all in on thinking that this game has to be great because it's going to offer them the opportunity to do what Magic and other card games just never have. Heard both good and bad things about it. I've also had people tell me that other folks they know that are in the beta are publicly saying they like the game when they don't really care for it because they don't want to get shut out in case it's big, which is interesting. Shut out from potentially making content. I don't know. I think Artifact definitely stands to shake up Magic from a competitive aspect, but if we're being honest, the competitive aspect of Magic isn't a huge part of it. I could take them off white man. I think I'd rather just Liliana plus here. J Rod the Lefty, thank you for the 3-month resub there. I appreciate the continued support. Welcome back. Yeah, Boros Charm probably means we're dead here. Oh yeah, they missed a land drop last turn. Well, and the other thing too is, like, I talked about people, I just got done talking about how people who only want to play games competitively are going to be biased in favor of Artifact. You have to remember too that, like, people like myself and especially the big Hearthstone streamers like Toast and Kibler and people like that, those are people that we're going to be biased in the opposite direction, right? Like, this Artifact stands to potentially take away from our livelihoods if it pulls people away from Magic or Hearthstone or whatever game that we play. So it's important, like, in all things in life, to be aware of, like, the biases that are going to be present in the reviews that you're looking at, and then try and take a little bit from both sides, and definitely first-hand experience is really important, too. No, Artifact is not free-to-play. Artifact is explicitly not free-to-play. Artifact's going to cost, I think they said $20 to buy it at a minimum. Yeah, we got hats and funny looking counters and stuff like that. Get in my deck, Collective Brutality, cut these Thoughtseizes, click submit. I'm not super excited to leave these Last Hopes in my deck, but I don't really have anything better to bring in. This Maelstrom Pulse and these Engineered Explosives are better. It's pretty marginal either way, I think. Yeah, $20, then you have to buy cards. Thanks, Manad. I think there are a lot of people who are dissatisfied with Magic in a competitive sense and who are also dissatisfied with Hearthstone in a competitive sense. And I think Artifact is intelligently looking to leverage the audiences that those people have. Yeah, that's another thing. Nothing is actually free. Yeah, that's it. I agree with that. We've said that on stream a lot. If somebody is giving you something for free, that means they're actually selling you. If you're not paying for something, you're the product. That's how Facebook works. That's how all those websites that support themselves with ads work. Like, that's just how the industry works, the games industry. Yep, yeah, I got 4 trophies in my possession here. That is a good draw. We're gonna fetch Shock. Now, I wasn't going to fetch Shock, but since we drew the Tarmogoyf, I'll fetch Shock. We're gonna go ahead and play this big ol' go fish. Your plate. No, there really isn't full on tilt. The Thoughtseize and Inquisition are the force of will of this format. They're the things that give the interactive decks a chance to keep up with what the degenerate decks are doing. Nick Knack Paddywhack, give a dog a bone. Thank you for the 3-month free subscription there. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here for another month. Is a rest in peace or an Eidolon that they're trying to tap double red for? Looks like an Eidolon that they're trying to tap double red for. Just boop him on the nose. Just boop him. These are actually easier to cast, right? Eidolon is so good for our Tarmogoyfs. After the unfreeze this week in my open to standard donations, I am not going to be open to standard donations immediately. I am going to, we had someone donate, Larynx donated for me to build 4 standard decks starting with the theme, and I'm going to do 1 day of all standard next week to kind of get a gauge for how popular the format's going to be with the people that watch my content. And if our day of standard I do next week is successful, then I will be accepting some standard donation decks generically going forward. But I definitely want to gauge the audience potential before diving into it. This is a good example of the cost of playing blue inside of a green-black rock style shell. If this was a basic land, this hand would be much better. Thought Scour, also a card that, like, I just often don't have time to cast in a matchup like this. This is a keep at 5. You mentioned that Thoughtseize and Inquisition are interactive cards of the format. Do you think counter magic is just weaker in most comparisons? Yeah, I think the counter, not only is the counter magic weaker, but there's cards like Cavern of Souls and Aether Vial that make counter magic much, much worse. This is a draft of both the Sultai lists that were actually this is what else that makes me happy. Every deck list that we're playing today so far are deck lists that I've put together. This was we had a couple of donations to play a bunch of Sultai iterations. So both this and the Sultai Rock deck that we're going to play today are my configurations. And then Abzan tokens and Green Black Rock are builds that I'm working on as well. My top 2 picks to play at the Open next weekend are Green Black Rock and Abzan tokens. So those are the 2 I'm most interested in playing today for sure. Yeah, that's true. For counter magic to be good, you usually want to be trading up on mana. In Modern's a format that's very much about resource efficiency, so there's a lot of really cheap spells in the format, which makes cards like Mana Leak much harder to trade up on mana with. We went 4-1 with L's, losing a close match to Blue Light Control. Yeah, I tweeted the tokens list last night. It's on my Twitter account. Why not Blue Red? Because I just want to play Assassin's Trophy. I want to get the green black decks out of my system. Blue red's going to be on the list of decks that I'm considering playing for the Invitational, but I really want to play a green black deck of some sort in Columbus. I've ordered 4 Assassin's Trophies, and god darn it, I'm going to play them. Alright, I mean, and like again here, I need to fetch Basic Forest to not die to their burn deck, but now I can't cast my blue spells. So again, I really feel like when people talk about decks like Sultai and Jund in relation to green-black, they're underestimating how much extra damage they're taking from their mana base on average. I think Modern's a format where even if a large group of people... No, okay, so here's the thing. Even if Assassin's Trophy is the biggest thing since Slice Stoneforge Mystic, it isn't going to all of a sudden make a bunch of Magic players sell their Modern deck and buy a $2,000 green black rock deck. Like that's just like not how Modern and Magic work, right? It's just not how these formats work. People have the decks that they own and they play the decks that they own. No, I don't really enjoy playing Limited, so I don't play it. Why not play Tarmogoyf? Because Tarmogoyf doesn't take the Eidolon off the table, and I need to take the Eidolon off the table. Anytime Eidolon deals 4 or more points of damage to you, you're probably losing the game. Oh gosh, chat. It's 20 after 11. That means my takeout's going to be here soon. You're not wrong, Metawood. Yeah, what's wrong with all y'all? You're sitting here watching me play Excel. Are you aware that Magic Arena is something you could be watching at the moment? This is another great example. This is another great example of one of the liabilities of leaning more into the graveyard with a deck like this. I don't think we're actually gonna win, Burgle. Like my cards just like don't do anything at this point. I mean, I guess I play this Tarmogoyf, right? I should just play it out as an 0-1. But people often ask me why I never lean into cards like Grimflayer and Traverse the Ulvenwald in these decks. And I really think that they're not worthwhile because people already board in Rest in Peace against just Tarmogoyf. So like having a whole bunch of cards that lean into my graveyard like this on top of my Tarmogoyf getting hosed by Rest in Peace is further punishing me for decisions my opponents are already making. The list of decks that we're playing today can be found both in my stream title and in the deck queue on my website, which is linked below the stream, and the command to find it is also listed in the stream title. Always try to be organized here so people can know what to expect. I'm too old for Arena. I'm gonna say something that I think is gonna surprise a lot of people. From my minimal time spent playing Arena, from a pure software and technology standpoint, I really like Arena. I think if Arena fails, it's not going to be because of the software, which this is a new thing for a Wizards product. I think if Arena fails, it's going to be because of the greed and management decisions surrounding Arena this time through. I think the lack of trading, the poor rewards on events, the awkward, messed up way in which you acquire cards, opposed to like their system for getting cards in Arena is worse than Hearthstone, which is impressive because Hearthstone's system I find pretty obnoxious for getting cards in, and I think that those are the real issues with the application. Arena, and on top of all of that, Arena will never be for me as long as I'm someone interested in playing Modern, right? Like, Arena's not going to support these formats. So, you're someone who likes playing Standard or Limited, Arena seems awesome. But as someone who's interested in playing these older formats, these non-rotating formats, it's just not for me. Columbus hype! Chris is our standard player for Columbus. Thanks for the 28 months, Chris. I appreciate that. Yeah, but the deck builder is something that they could change and improve on, and you can also circumvent it by importing and exporting text lists. I mean, most card games don't have trading, to be fair. How's Trophy felt so far? Kind of mixed, actually, Chris. I don't know if I like this Sultai deck in general. I want to see how it feels in the tokens list in black-green for sure. I don't think I'm a fan of this list. I think in this list, WCAR91... thank you very much for the brand new Twitch Prime support. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch. Thanks for supporting mine here. This list feels like my conclusion last time we played Sultai, which is these blue cards aren't making a meaningful addition to green-black. And that's how I feel so far with these first three matches. JD Greenidge, thank you very much for the brand new Twitch Prime. I appreciate that. And K Hughes, thanks for re-upping for the second month in a row. Thanks for continuing to make awesome content and throw hot takes. Well, thanks for keeping me employed here so I can keep doing it. Yeah, Burgle, this is... but that's how a lot of these Sultai decks are, Burgle. Are we playing against Mill for a second time this league? This is a different Mill player? This is, for people that aren't familiar with my content, you're asking about Sultai and Abzan and Jund. In my experience playing these archetypes, there is not a compelling or meaningful reason to splash a third color in green-black rock anymore. That's my thoughts and feelings. Oh no, they buried my Overgrown Tomb. At least my Tarmogoyf is Xbox huge. Well. Are we gonna lose to Mill mulling to 4? Never forget, you can Thought Scour them. Xbox huge. Kids these days don't know how small technology has got. Xbox huge is something we said back in the day. Where we had all these slick things that we have today that are tiny pieces of technology. Listen, early 2000s is over a decade ago. It's a long time for some of these kids. That is an article, wasn't Burgle's article. Did I write Burgle? Did I credit the wrong person? No, definitely didn't. Alright, Mill. Negate, Stroke, Collective Brutality, Pulse, Engineered Explosives. Cut these Fatal Pushes. Cut these Last Hopes. Back in my day, if I wanted a computer in my pocket, it had to be a calculator. Back in my day, the definition of calculator in Webster's dictionary was somebody who calculates. A computer was somebody who computes. I'm pretty sure I'm your only wonderful Twitch sub. Just bored up to 76. So, mulliganing against Mill is generally good because it's like mulliganing to a higher health total. So I'm going to go ahead and do that here. Don't need a third Brutality. Maybe, I don't know. Honestly, like I said, I'm just like not super I'm like not super into what this deck has going on, if I'm being completely honest. To choose between Orb and Search, I think I have to take Mesmeric Orb here. It really sucks that I'm gonna have to fetch before I play this Brutality. Hopefully we draw a basic Rorschach land next turn. What problem does Illness of the Ranks solve? What issue does the archetype have that you're fixing by making that change? That's my response to basically every time anyone suggests everything. Be constructive, be specific. Tell me why this is a meaningful change that's worth making. Let's kill your thing and take a card out of your hand. I think I'm going to ditch this extra Collective Brutality here. Snapcaster Mage is going to start attacking for 2 momentarily. They're going to mill 13 here in response to this, I'd assume. I'll be right back. My lunch is here. Need to remember to start ordering my Panera for a little bit later. They're consistently like 10 minutes early. Had it ordered for 11:45. Manic Scribe, that's annoying. Brecken Sky doling out them sub-gifteroonies. Thank you, Brecken. You're the best. Thank you for the continuous support. Friday fun. Against Mill, thought she's a great life gain card. Yeah, basically. Zal JP, thanks for the 3-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. 10 minutes early, that's the extra tip for the delivery guy. Well, I mean, I scheduled it 3 hours ago. So, Panera lets you schedule things on their website. So, like, before I even go live for the day, if I know I'm streaming for 8+ hours, I always order lunch to be delivered, so I remember to eat. Marty Punker doling out the sub fun day as well. Thank you for the support. I appreciate that. Holy sub gifts, Batman. Y'all are great. Wonderful sub gifteroonies. Make sure you pop into the subs Discord here in a little bit. Make sure you enjoy your emotes as well. Also remember, September is currently going on for the next 2 days. So if you were someone who has gifted a sub, you can extend your sub for an extra month for $1 American. And here's the kicker, because Amazon and Twitch love us. If you resub for $1, I still get the full amount of money as if you spent $5 resubbing. So Amazon gives me extra money if you do that. So if you were gifted one of those subs and you have $1 to spare, you should consider doing that. I would appreciate it. I think I have to kill this Sheldock Isle here. I can't kill Azcanta because they just have another Azcanta. Things aren't looking good for our hero this game. Thank you. And welcome to everybody. Welcome to everyone. We've got 1,100 people here on a Friday morning. Fridays are usually good for the viewer count. I'm gonna sit down because we're gonna be eating some Baja mac and cheese here in a minute. No, I punted against the other mill deck. Ended up making a mistake and losing because of it. Take my free money, Red Ferret. Thank you for the 2-month resub there. I appreciate that. All right, we're very done at this point. What's Baja mac and cheese? It is Panera's normal white cheese mac and cheese, but it also has avocado, cilantro, and salsa on top of it. It is so fantastic. I really liked their regular mac and cheese. The Baja mac and cheese is just also great. It's much as a millennial who loves avocado. This is I will look. Okay, I'm gonna put the big camera up here and show you my mac and cheese. It's a little smushed because it was in a to-go bowl, but it is wonderful and delicious. They have fancy picture perfect versions on their website, I'm sure. And Kanamis doling out the sub gifts as well. And Jacob Stormy with the brand new Twitch Prime support. I appreciate that. I've had it a few times since just started chilling it. Dang it, Panera, I've sold so much mac and cheese. This Troll Toll ad block package deal is great. Thank you very much, Hyder, for re-upping. I think I'm happy with how I sideboarded, so I'm gonna go and click submit. Maybe I just board up the cards that are reasonable. Like Stroke's okay. I don't think I want anything else, actually. I'm gonna do that. And I'm gonna mute off and on while I eat this delicious mac and cheese. Dextrovert, thank you for continuing that sub gift. Infusion is Bliss, thank you for 5 months in and still living the meme. Thank you. Remember to pay it forward. Brecken Sky getting up to 50 sub gifts on the channel. That's so many sub gifts. Y'all are absurd. I'm gonna keep this, and I think if I have a second land on top, which I don't, if I had a second land on top, I think I would not fetch and play this Inquisition, but because I don't have a second land anyways, I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. Remember, if you are one of the many people who gets that free sub gift from the very generous Marty and Brecken Sky, and I think Kanamis, was that the other one that was in there giving them out? You can extend that sub for an extra month for just $1, and spending $1 to extend supports my content the same as if you gave $5. And Bardic gave out a few too. Thank you, Bardic. We're 1-2 in this league. We actually lost to Mill once already, and this game is not looking promising for us. Double Fatal Push there is really rough. Avocados are great. Well, hopefully they mill me a little bit, because this doesn't die to Fatal Push. And thanks for being here, folks. I know not everybody can subscribe, but there are a lot of awesome people who do, and I appreciate everybody that's here watching. I wouldn't be here without all of y'all. We need an avocado emote. I mean, it's not a sudden American fascination with avocados, Diva. I feel like it's a generational thing. And like, my generation just like now has money for things like avocados. That's a great command, Brecken. Thanks for all the great content, JPK. Thank you very much for the bits. I appreciate the support. All right, so that's going to put enough cards in my discard pile to cast this Tasigur at least, but I think this game's probably too far gone for us at this point. They have 2 Fatal Pushes in their hand. Yeah, I'm just going to move along. This was really disappointing. I mean, I guess it was disappointing in a way, but it was like kind of expected, honestly. I really feel like we hit a good mix of games in this league that kind of highlighted some of the issues with like Sultai. Did I miss other bits? Nod real quick. And Radfishy, thank you for the Twitch Prime. It's just Sultai much. So we're gonna try another Sultai list later today that is more, it's closer to Green Black Rock. I've actually called it Sultai Rock. It's basically Green Black Rock splashing Snapcaster Mage and some sideboard cards. I don't have any what's it called? I don't have any like dedicated blue-black splash trophy list because I think control decks are kind of medium, but so what are we doing next? We got Green Black Rock up next, and then Abzan tokens to follow, so I need to go get cards for those two. I'm gonna add the Green Black Rock deck to the Stream Decker overlay really quick here. If you're sending things in chat for the next minute or so, I'm probably going to miss them because I'm currently getting some orders placed to swap stuff around here.